What's up, y'all? I'm Blair.
Sing.
Right?
Hey, y'all. How you feeling? I am Brandon, also known as The Bay.
And welcome to the Savage Chat series. We are
excited.
Overjoyed, excited.
No, this is about to be a lit chat, y'all.
We have waited for this moment for quite some time. We are excited to welcome the incredibly talented singer, songwriter, producer,
Melody Thornton.
Oh my God,
I mean,
y'all!
we
Listen,
talk about savages
of the culture. Talk about touring all over the world. You know, one of the greatest talents to ever grace the stage. So we are honored and excited. And she must have heard us talking about her.
She did.
Because here she
so
is.
Let's go ahead and
just go ahead
get that going
and get that back playing and get Melody in here.
Oh, my positioning is not good. Here, let's see.
Great.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Let me get some body going. Sorry, guys. I know it's live.
No, take your time.
Okay, there we go.
We are
let's
happy
see.
that you're... Oh, my goodness.
Yes. Gorgeous.
Woo!
Okay, everyone.
Take a moment.
Take a second.
Because we need one.
Just take all this in.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
We are well. We're doing better now.
Oh,
Ladies
good.
and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are honored, blessed, excited, overjoyed to welcome the extraordinarily talented singer, songwriter, producer,
stunning.
I mean, just international performer.
Yes.
Melody Thornton to the Savage Chat series, y'all.
Yay! Hi, how are you? I'm trying to get.
We are excited. I mean,
move my chair.
We started this chat series as a way of celebrating cultural icons, people who are pushing the culture forward, but also creating fellowship, adding some joy, some light, some laughter, a little levity, and some fun into this crazy time right now. And we couldn't be more excited to welcome you because you are exactly that. You are a whole light, just a burst of sunshine.
Yes.
First of all, you got to tell us, we brought you into Lioness Eyes from your new project, Lioness Eyes.
That song
so
and your
beautiful.
voice, my goodness.
Thank you. Oh, goodness. Thank you. Yeah, you guys were playing it, right? I was like, request. Get me in there.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the support. Yeah, what was the question?
We want to know about that song specifically. We're going to talk about the project later on, the entire project, but we want to know just about that song.
Yeah, Lioness Eyes. Lioness Eyes, it's so funny because I'm doing like a little press day, so I was just talking about it. It just, so the way I write songs is they kind of just show up out of nowhere, right? I'll be walking the dog, or I'm like, whatever, I'm in the shower.
Yes.
And when it comes to me, it's like having a baby. It's like, well, better get to the hospital because here it comes. I have to stop what I'm doing and be like,
so like the water breaks.
The water breaks, and it's like, get ready to push.
Let's go.
So, and it never fails. My sister calls me every single time. Every time I'm like, like, you know, doing the voice note in my phone. My sister calls me, and I'm like, I gotta call you back.
I gotta call you back.
It's so urgent. Yes.
She must know.
And sometimes, yeah, she feels it. She's like, oh, I want to be in this. And sometimes words come with it as well. And I'm like, who's this?
Everything.
Who's knocking? So, and I just follow it. I just let it, write itself kind of. Sometimes I only get a chorus. Sometimes I only get a verse. But whatever comes to me, I record it and I hang on to it. And then I will create a click track. and create backgrounds around it. And sometimes that helps like more of the lyrics to come. So Lioness Eyes showed up for me because it was before this conversation that we've been having this year in 2020 about, and even like last night, and I put it on my stories as well, on my Instagram stories, because I appreciated that Janet Green said it on the reunion for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You know, it's like, it's kind of really easy to change people's minds about a female entertainer, a Black female entertainer as well. And I kind of was really extra careful in the beginning of my career, because it's just so easy to be like, she is so difficult, you know? And I found myself writing this song because I had turned a corner. And I was like, I'm not going to do this anymore. You know, like I'm not going to be this careful anymore. I'm not going to worry about if it's in the contract and I'm supposed to be in a certain hotel and I'm not, I'm going to say something. Yes. You know, I'm not going to take, like, you know, we had an agreement. This is a business exchange. It's not me being difficult. And I know that you can go around and tell people she's so challenging to deal with. It's like, no, I'm not. I just need what I need to do my job. And that's, you know, so I put that song second to last because I wanted to take people on a journey to hear the progress where I started. You know, Pray For Me was like the conversation that I had with my mom and my grandma when I first got into the industry. I don't know what you can do to help me because I don't know what I'm doing. All you can do is pray for me, you know? Yeah, Goodbye to Happiness was like, I sound a little drunk on the chorus. Because I got into this industry and I was a baby and I didn't drink actually for a really long time. And then I was like, here's a way to cope. Woo! and I had to be like, ooh, let's not do that, you know? Yeah, I don't drink anymore. But it was like all of these little things that actually it's understandable. I mean, I'm like shocking, crazy things are coming at me every single day. And I'm just trying to power through them and be professional and perform at a professional level with no experience. So that's kind of why I described the project from innocence to experience. And I hope that when people hear Lioness Eyes, they feel something in themselves, because we all have it. We all have this primal instinct to protect ourselves and to be like, you know, I'm not going to tolerate this anymore.
That is like,
I'm not going to take abuse anymore. I'm not going to take this abuse anymore. It's abuse. That's what it is. And I'm not going to tolerate it, you know?
That's
so
real.
I hope that it inspires people to find within themselves, like it's a look in the eyes. It's like,
look at these lioness eyes.
I'm not doing it anymore. So I hope that that's what it inspires in people, and that's kind of how it came about. And then it was so powerful. I was like, I think the whole project should be called Lioness Eyes.
It is incredible.
It is extraordinary.
Wow.
Thank you.
So you've got to take us back, because I mean, to your point, right? You started in the industry with no experience, and you are like we said at the beginning, like you just traveled the world and performed all over. So I mean, did you always see yourself as, even before you actually became a professional performer and entertainer, did you always see yourself as a singer, as a songwriter, as a dancer, as an entertainer?
Well, I wasn't a dancer. That was one of the more challenging things I had to deal with getting into the industry, and I'm so glad that I did, because now I have that. I always, as soon as I discovered that, like, I like this, I like how it feels, you know, I was kind of tricked into it. I must have been 6 or 7, and I had a music teacher. She was awesome. She was like Eastern European, like didn't take no you know, and she encouraged the whole class to sing together. And then she put us into groups, and she was like, okay, now you guys sing. And then she was like, okay, you two sing together. And it kind of whittled down to like, you know, who'd be willing to sing by themselves. I was like, ah! Right. So I sang This Little Light of Mine. Yeah. And she was like, yeah, it was yeah. I didn't know that was going to be like, you know, the story of my life. I'm going to let it shine. But yeah, so then she was like, I have a gift for you. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, great. Where is it? And she had to get permission from my mom because I was too young to compete. And she put me on the talent show, and there was no music, and I had to do it a cappella. And she was like, okay, go do it. You know, when the day came, I was like, oh God, I don't want to do this. And then I sang, and people were like, oh my God. So I liked the feeling. And yeah, I always knew that like, that was one thing that I could do that was, you know, you can make grown men cry as a 9-year-old. Then let's do that. Yeah. So I always kind of saw myself singing somewhere. I was either going to be a singer or I was going to be a nun.
Okay. Range. But
that is range.
That's when we talk about Black excellence, right? Black women especially have that kind of range.
I think it's, I have this, I'm really close to spirit. Like I've never, you know, I've never had any doubt that like, I should really, and I think that they both, either way, like if I was a nun, I'd be a singing nun. There's no doubt about that. I'm sure I would be up at 4:00 in the morning, warming up in the convent in Italy somewhere, you know, like getting ready to sing. Or I'm a singer that's like very close and connected to spirit. So it's kind of, it's kind of the same path. I probably would have done the same thing. Yeah.
No,
fighting
that's extraordinary.
Priests.
So we mentioned traveling all over the world. You had the opportunity to play lead in one of the most iconic stories.
Yeah.
The Bodyguard.
I mean,
overseas. Please tell us what that was like.
Oh goodness.
So how do you even feel Whitney's like Whitney? How do you? Woo.
I know. Oh God, I just feel I love her so much. And I know everybody does. Everybody does.
We get it. We understand.
Yeah. I just think she gave up so much, you know. But so I had taken a couple years and was just in LA and like going through whatever I needed to go through. Before I decided like maybe I should go, you know, overseas and looked into that. And it was really helpful actually to change location because the group had done better actually in Europe. Right. But there was still this thing that was like I had to audition hard for anything singing. It was like, well, we know you can't sing because you didn't sing on any of the records. And it was like, no, I can, like, trust me, please hear me. So I had to push actually for the Bodyguard. Yeah. I was like, if they just hear me sing, you know, then they would know. I know it's Whitney. I get it. But like, I can handle it. So I auditioned and when Deborah Cox was doing the States, I did mainland China. And it was just so like, oh my God, like 14 Whitney Houston songs a day, sometimes twice a day. Musical theater is not for the soft hearted. Like, I'll tell you that, you know, and then delivering lines too and just being like exhausted. But it was I just felt so close to her, you know, like, cause you are acting. And so I was studying her so much. And the documentaries were really helpful, but mostly I was watching a lot of YouTube, like live performances. Cause I'm like, look, boo, I need some bailouts. Like I need to know if you ever had trouble on this part. What did you do? Yeah. And I stole a couple of them actually. I mean, it didn't go over well because they wanted every single thing to be like perfect, exactly how she recorded it. I'm like, you realize she didn't do that, right?
Right. Even Whitney didn't do that.
Even Whitney Houston, like, you know, she was so clever and she was so musically inclined that she, you know, I'm Your Baby Tonight especially, she didn't go she didn't do that every time. She said, be your baby tonight. Oh.
Woo!
I'm not doing that note every single night.
Excuse me.
Like,
Dang.
so I stole a lot of bailouts, and then when the tour was over, I just missed her so much. You know, it was like, God, I miss you so much. She did so much for us. We don't even know.
Yes.
You know.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, it was a great experience, and China's very interesting. Go, you know, definitely take a visit. What I respect so much about Chinese people is that they're like, you're in China and we are not adapting to you. And, you know, you should really get to know what it's like to be in China. So for 5 months, it was like, you know, even the littlest things that you're like, their doorknob does not go this way, go this way, you know, like all the little things. The public bathrooms were probably the hardest part.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's like a porcelain hole in the ground.
Okay.
You know what?
Yeah.
So we've got to ask you about this recent Halloween costume.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of Whitney.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's connected, I'm sure.
Right.
Yes, it is.
Please tell us about please. Halloween is special to me because I was supposed to be I guess obviously not supposed to be. My mother's due date for me was Halloween. Mm-hmm. I didn't come out until the 6th of November, so Halloween is always kind of my birthday is a week from now. So it's always been a special holiday for me. And Whitney, of course, is so special. So we got to ask about the Halloween costume.
I don't know. It just came to me. I feel like every opportunity that I have I just relate to her so much, you know? I don't know if people know she was bullied mercilessly as a child. And I was too, you know? And so I identify with her in so many ways. And it's like, I said, you know, like I just miss her so much, you know? You can be watching something that is not sad, but I just miss her, you know? And every opportunity that I have to like pay homage to this woman, I want to. I feel like I understand her this pressure for perfection. Hers was very different. Hers was because she showed up, she was so great that, you know, the pressure was always there to perform
to be that great
every single time. And being booed at the Soul Train Awards, I think threw her really hard and took her back to like childhood trauma. And you know, and I can relate in that way on the flip. Actually, for me, the feeling of perfection, like to sing and be perfect, is because my vocal my career as a vocalist in the beginning was shrouded in doubt, not because people were expecting me to be great, because people were expecting me to be bad. So I put so much pressure on myself, and I still do, and it's like, you're human, like I know I am, but you know, I feel that, like I can see it sometimes when I watch old performances of her, that she was like, I'm not going to get this wrong, you know, and I feel it too. But she did something better than anybody else. And I think this is what made her most special, was she kind of waited for spirit to take her during the performance.
That's
you know,
right.
She'd start the song, and that's what I have to tell myself, you know, when I'm singing, is like, just wait, God's coming to get, you know, like, you know, you're here to do what you do. Right. And you have a platoon of angels around you, and spirit will take you, and that's what's going to resonate with people. So all this extra stuff that's going on in your head, I think she did such a good job of like pushing back, you know, because she never came down, you know, not in my book anyway.
No, absolutely.
So because my phone is dying. Hold on 1 second.
Oh no! Oh,
I have to get my charger.
Okay. Do you want?
Hold on.
You want to? Okay. Go.
Sorry about the white chair.
Show you guys
we're
her
gonna pull
Whitney
up the
costume,
Whitney,
because it was
the Whitney costume.
Her. When you talk about perfection, get into this, y'all.
Yes.
Whitney.
Yeah, you really channeled Nippy.
Down.
This
is how
you
so
channel. Look at how you
Nippy,
you channeled Nippy so well.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Like, y'all, get into Nippy.
Amazing.
This is incredible. Amazing. Rachel Marin down.
Rachel Marin down.
Thank you.
I went to see The Bodyguard, the movie.
Yeah.
The weekend that it came out, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh goodness.
The first weekend. No. Yeah, no. Oh no. I'm a huge fan.
Yes.
So
I'm working on the charger, guys. Sorry.
No, take your time. You're good.
Oh, my hands are shaking. Oh, I got it. I can do it. Help me, God. Hold on. Sorry.
No worries.
Okay.
You got people from all over the world. I've seen Brazil, France.
Yes.
Like the whole world loves you.
Can we start giving Melody her flowers? I was getting the flowers together. Right. Can we give Melody her flowers while we're waiting to get the juice together?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
let's flood the comments and give Melody her flowers.
Yes.
Thank you, Turkey. I see you.
Oh,
Janison, good to see you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I know Brazil is like so good to me. I mean, they're just, everyone is, and as I say, like, we were so blessed to be like, I went to Egypt twice. Sorry, you guys, my dog's crying. Sorry if you hear that.
No,
he's being a brat.
I know the type.
Don't fall for it. I went to Egypt with the group, and then I went on my own. And like, golly, that was like such, like just blessed land, I'm really, really, really blessed to have been able to see so many different cultures and like get an education in that way. Like, oh, these are really lovely people, like, oh, I like how they do this and how they do that. I picked up so much in China for like, with respect to like combating illness using teas. They're just like green tea in the morning, black tea in the afternoon, and then pu'er tea at night, which is this, it's like a tree leaf. And I think they use the bark as well. And it does make you pu'er.
Okay.
I will tell you that. I will tell you that. That's how you remember what it's called. Pu'er tea.
No. Yep.
But it keeps you healthy. It keeps you really healthy. So I've learned so much. I'm so lucky. I'm like one of the luckiest people in the world. Good. Yeah. So I love you guys all so much. Thank you. Thank you, everybody in the comments.
Yeah,
Melody. So we talked a little bit about Lioness Eyes in the beginning, but you got to tell us, what are you working on? How can we as a community continue to support you?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Right now, I'm just reading books on writing and staying really focused on what it is that I'd like to do, which is just leave as much of my experiences through music as I possibly can. I don't know where life's going to take me. I don't know if there'll be like a husband and children at any point, if my priorities will change. So I want to spend as much time as I can now just writing and recording music that I love. So that's kind of what I'm working on. Things that people can do to support. I'm an independent artist, so it's very different. I did as much as I could to present this project like with clarity and quality as often and as much as I possibly could. But I think what people can do is just like, please tell as many people as you can about it,
Yes.
Play it. I know a lot of us aren't at work, but play it at work, tell your friends about it. Because supporting it is helping me to make it possible to keep moving forward. And that's kind of really it, just come to my Instagram and see what I'm up to. And I'll keep you, definitely things in the pipeline. There are loads of things in the pipeline, but I just try and like, not until we know for sure what's happening.
Yes. Well, this is a good place. We'll tell everybody from the Blairisms family, please make sure you are following our dear sister, Melody Thornton, and vice versa. Melody, I've got to say, since the time that we connected, how much I appreciate how much love you have shown us and what we are doing, and just for all of our in the comments conversations, our inbox conversations. I just wanted you to know how much I've appreciated, and we feel the love that you've shown us. So thank you so very much.
And the other way around as well. Thank you. I really appreciate you. I think it's so easy, isn't it, to just like, I like you, I'm gonna support you.
Yes.
Isn't it so easy? It's like,
this is what we should do.
What's the hold up? You know, what's the hang up?
That's right.
But I think if you adopt an attitude that like, I want the best for everybody, then you can't lose, you know. When great things happen to them, it's like, oh, good, great. And when you root for other people as well, then amazing things come to you. So I don't get it. I don't understand the other way around, like being concerned that you know that someone's getting ahead of you, or like that's such a waste of time. Great energy produces great energy. That's it. It's so easy.
Preach to the people.
Preaching on a Thursday. We got to ask you. We got 2 more questions before we go.
Okay.
One, we've talked about Whitney Houston and her influence on your life, but who are some other cultural savages that have influenced your journey?
Oh goodness. I can say that Celia Cruz. I don't know if you guys know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because colorism is such a thing, you know, and she was like, I'm brown and I'm bad and I sing in Spanish and I'm Cuban and you're gonna love it, you know. There's this thing you have to be unapologetic. Even when people go like, that's not gonna work, you're like, oh no. You know, like, you kind of have to really. It's challenging if you're a creative and you're not wildly narcissistic. If you're creative and you're very empathetic, it's hard to hold on to that thing that's like, I'm gonna do it. You know, I'm gonna do it anyway. You know, because there's this part of you that doesn't want to make anybody feel bad. You know, you're like, oh, okay, I'll make myself small. So you have to really push. And I think Celia Cruz is one person that was like, I'm here. What's up? You know,
I'm gonna be take up space.
Yes, absolutely. It's my right. And I would say that Eartha Kitt is another one who you know, who was like, it's not even about what they produced necessarily creatively. It's just how they presented themselves. Right. I think Eartha Kitt was like,
savage.
Well, I don't like that kind of music. I like this kind of music, and I'm gonna do this. You know, like, and I dance and I sing and I, you know, and I don't need a man and all these amazing things. I would say Josephine Baker as well. Like that's a big thing to take on, to go to Europe and be African American and to be doing a show that's like, you know. It's not, she had to just have so much courage every single day to get up and go out and do it, because I feel it, you know, and deal with all of the backlash. And Danielle Luna as well, I would say. Because
I love her.
For her to be on the cover of Vogue, it was British Vogue, but she was African American, you know, like she was a black face in the 60s in the midst of the of the mess as well. Like it was a messy time. So they're all to me examples of like, if you just stay linear on your thing,
that's right,
and try not to apologize when you're doing something that because you're special and you're gifted and you just want to share your gift, people, you'll have funky responses. Some of them are not because you're hurting their feelings. Some of them are just because they want you to go away, you know, and don't go away, you know, like have the courage to not go away. You're not hurting anybody. You're doing what you love, you know?
Yes. Wow, that's a
Woo.
That is a whole word from a savage of the culture, y'all.
I didn't know you are a pastor. You ended up being a pastor or a preacher in a way. You said it does not surprise me.
Yeah.
That you said that your other calling,
spirit or spirit and song, or song and spirit.
Put song and spirit together, because you show up not only through your music, but even in these spaces, speaking truth to power. And that is what activism is. That's what faith is about, right? That's what we always talk about. I always joke, because I say I often ask what version of Jesus people knew, because the version I know was turning over tables. Because like you said, he wasn't worried about their feelings. He was worried about the truth being spoken. So thank you so much.
And we're talking about Jesus. If you have, he is a perfect example of, well, they're going to try and stop you. My goodness.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And no matter how it ends, no matter how, that's why I say, like, whether the music reaches 1 billion people in my earthly life, or something happens when I'm gone, I just did my thing. I did what was asked of me, and that's it. But it's the same with, like, my vote doesn't count. Like, why should I vote? It doesn't matter. It's like, well, they wouldn't be trying to stop you if it didn't,
right. Say it.
So you're gifted. If you have a gift, you have to push. It's hard for someone who's very empathetic to know that you're making someone uncomfortable and then push it harder in their face, because you don't want anybody to feel bad. But that's their issue with them. It has nothing to do with you. So
speak.
And if I was a nun, I would be fighting to overturn the chastity vow. Like, hey, we should just be getting married and get rid of some of these people that are, obviously hiding in plain sight, because, it's a good place to hide. We're supposed to be doing good. Yeah.
Yes, my goodness. This has been extraordinary. Someone just asked for the inspiration around lioness eyes. We talked about that at the very beginning. So make sure you follow us. We're going to be uploading this chat to our wall as soon as we're done. Melody, my dear, thank you so much for spending this time. Can we take a couple pictures?
Can we take a picture?
We do this. Let's see. Let me try and pull this forward, because my hair doesn't act right.
No, you look fantastic.
Gorgeous.
Ah, yes. Right there.
Stunning.
Very cool. Thank you, guys.
No, thank you so much. What do you hope will be the legacy of Melody Thornton?
Oh, man. I'm not stealing this from Whitney Houston. I do hope that in the end, they're like, you know what? She was a lovely person. Like, she was just a nice person, and because I am a Libra, I think that's where the that's wrong. We're not, you're not gonna get away with that. I think that's where that comes from.
That's all right.
Someone who fought, someone who fought to, like, I mean, obviously, creative people, we fight ourselves in our minds, but if that's not the truth, then let's do our best to arrive at the truth. So that's I get in trouble for it, but
it's
I kind of just
good trouble, as John Lewis said. Get in good trouble.
Yes,
Amen. Necessary.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Shout out to our dear brother Ty Hunter, who is in the room.
We gotta say
we love you, and thank you so much.
On behalf of all of the people who will never get the chance to say it to your face, right? Because you are impacting so many people when you get on stage and live your authentic, fearless self.
Yes.
So thank you. Thank you for all of the work that you are doing, for continuing to be a light in the world.
Yeah, and the generations that it will impact. The ripple effect.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you saying that, honestly. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
What you want to leave
What do you want to leave with the people?
What do I want to leave with the people? 2020 is almost over. Hang in there. We've done so well. I think before the year is over, maybe we should all write down what it is that we learned. It's it wasn't all about hardship. It was also like a good test for us to find the strongest parts of ourselves and the most resilient parts of ourselves. And also, you know, maybe, I mean, you know, the hustle, that ambition that you had, that you lost because, you know, you got complacent. It's like, write all those things down so we can go into 2020 and be as great as we, you know, could have ever imagined. You know, it takes a lot to sharpen a gem, doesn't it?
Yes, refiner's fire.
That's real. Refiner's fire. Yeah.
Yes.
Woo, that's
very
a word.
cool.
Thank
All right, you guys.
so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate your time.
Everybody.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Do I click out? What do I do?
No,
we're going to take care of it. This will be
it.
uploaded to our wall, and we're going to share it in our stories. And thank you again, Melody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Everybody
love
will be
you.
back
I appreciate
7.
you.
We love you too,
Melody,
dog.
we love you so much. Welcome to the Blair's
Welcome
family.
to the family. You will not get rid of us.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
Bye,
everybody.
See y'all soon.
Bye.